from American Contemporary Radio, and I'm Joe Templeton in Washington. Our Bureau in London reported just a few minutes ago that delegates of the Dock Workers Union have voted to accept the government recommendations for ending the dock strike in Britain. It's believed the new package means another $6 a week for the average docker in Britain. That strike has been going on now for nearly 2 weeks. Officials say it's cost Britain more than $1 billion in trade. President Nixon is to sign that crime bill today for the District of Columbia. That's the bill that has no knock, which allows police to enter unannounced once they have a warrant. Attorney General John Mitchell was asked this morning if the bill means a loss of civil liberties.
The bill does not remove civil liberties. It provides proper law enforcement tools that are needed not only in the district but throughout the country.
Attorney General Mitchell appeared this morning on the NBC Today show. Linda Kasabian, the number one witness for the prosecution, continues her testimony today at the Manson trial in Los Angeles. In her testimony yesterday, Mrs. Kasabian said she didn't know why Manson was sending her and the others to the Sharon Tate house that night in August. Prosecutor Vince Bugliosi told newsmen during a break in the trial yesterday part of what Linda Kasabian had said.
Her testimony is she thought they were going out on a creepy crawling mission, which was described by her as a mission wherein the members of the family would dress in black and go into strangers' homes in the middle of the night, creeping and crawling and stealing what belonged to them in the first place. Perhaps the correct word would not be steal in their mind.
Prosecutor Vincent Bugliosi telling about Linda Kasabian's testimony at the Manson trial in Los Angeles last evening. Air pollution is expected to be bad again today over a large section of the East Coast. Weather forecasters say things probably won't get any better for another couple of days. A Bolivian who tried to hijack an Argentine airliner to Cuba gave up to police this morning in Cordoba, Argentina. The Bolivian took over the plane yesterday and ordered the pilot to head for Havana, but the plane had to land in Cordoba because of a storm over the Andes. Correspondent Andrew Mizell reports from Tel Aviv that the Israeli government met this morning but put off making any decision on whether it will accept the U.S. peace plan for the Middle East. Mizell says the Israeli cabinet will meet again tomorrow. Cambodian troops have retreated from the town of Kiri Ram, 50 miles southwest of Phnom Penh. Cambodian soldiers have been battling enemy forces at Kiri Ram for nearly 3 weeks. Ceremonies at Da Nang this morning as the U.S. Navy turned 5 landing boats in a dry dock over to the South Vietnamese Navy. The women's liberation movement appears to be picking up some steam. Here in Washington last night, Betty Friedan, president of the National Organization for Women, made this announcement.
I have called a 24-hour general strike of women on August 26th, which is 50 years after women won the vote. 50 years after Tennessee, the last state, ratified the amendment giving women the vote.
Betty Friedan says it's time that women had better representation in both the House and the Senate. Timmy the parrot had been missing from his owner's home in Nelsville's Cross, England for 5 days. When Timmy was found, he kept repeating a telephone number. The finder called the number. It was the owner of Timmy the parrot. Timmy's back safe at home this morning.
This has been News Before the Hour, a service of ABC News.